Why
right?
do you think he's so hot at the moment? What is it about RFK?
Well, it's exactly that. He is speaking very directly to this contrarian echo chamber, contrarian / conspiracy thinking, conspiracy addled echo chamber, where the non-standard version of everything is almost certainly the right account, right? So no one can be trusted. All you really can. It is a kind of it's a kind of religion of suspicion that is being born. Right? It's like it's a pseudo awakening of they're all fucking liars, right? Like that's what happened to so many millions of people during COVID. They're all liars. I mean, you just got Gavin Newsom closing the beaches, and then he's over at French Laundry, perfectly coiffed at a fundraiser. It's that hypocrisy that people found. I mean, that was just a 20 megaton moment of hypocrisy that detonated and it broke trust with half the country, and so it's, again, that's all understandable, but we have to be realistic about just what is true and likely to be true in each moment. And is everything the CDC says likely to be wrong? Right? Like, is that really is that what we want to default to? You can't trust the CDC about anything? Is that how you really want to be a consumer of medicine? It's completely unworkable. What we need is a CDC we can trust. And insofar as we don't truly have that, then that is where we have to perform surgery. But it's not like we can tear it all down and then we're just going to chat GPT our way to health. It's not going to happen.
How far do you think RFK gets in this political race?
Well, if I'm hopeful that if he keeps expounding upon how, COVID was targeted to avoid Ashkenazi Jews and Chinese people, and I mean, it's like if you give him a mic enough, he will put his foot, he'll put both feet in his mouth and in your mouth and in any mouth that's available. I mean, but again, it's not that he's wrong about everything. It's harder than that, right? He is right about many things, and the fact that people love what he's saying is totally understandable. It's just not, half truths are harder to deal with, and or statements which are riddled with truths, but the general shape of them is wrong and aiming in the wrong direction. Like that is it's hard for people to parse that stuff. And it's especially hard when occasionally the conspiracy theory turns out to be true or very likely to be true. It's like if you're a person who has an appetite for every conspiracy theory, right? So JFK wasn't, couldn't have been a single shooter, and you've just bought every one since then. Then you're going to be, then when, COVID likely escaped a lab in Wuhan, if you're the first person to sign up to that in an environment where everyone's being called racist for signing up to that, you're going to look like this contrarian genius who just they couldn't fool me, right? I knew that it likely came out of a lab. Whereas the rational position to have had, I mean, you have to take all of these things a la carte, right? Like you just have to honestly investigate, within the confines of opportunity costs and bandwidth. You have to investigate them as they come. And I mean, with that one in particular, it was always obvious that it was at the very least plausible that COVID could have escaped a lab. We just know we have a problem with lab leaks. And there was the Wuhan Institute for Virology right there working on coronaviruses. It was never that was a woke shibboleth bullshit to call that racist, to worry that it had come out of a lab.
Should have spoken to Rob Reed. That would have made it easier.
Which Rob Reed is that?
That did After On? Didn't he do a big?
Oh, right, yeah. I was thinking about the Christian Rob Reed. Yeah. So Rob and I did a podcast on this kind of topic, lab leaks in general and synthetic bio in general. But again, you can't give, so if someone like RFK Jr. likes all the conspiracies, like every one of them, he likes the, cell phones cause glioblastoma idea, which again, it's totally possible, right? It's like it's not that it's not worth looking into, but if you like that one, and you like the Bill Gates microchipping one, and you like the Wuhan one, and you like that COVID itself was just a pandemic, and you like all of these, and you like the Ashkenazi Jews don't get COVID, you just have, it's a characterological problem. You have this appetite for, I mean, you see this, the true avatar of this way of thinking is someone like Alex Jones, right? Like, and again, I don't know if Alex Jones is just a performance artist and it's cynical and not real, or if he really believes what he says he believes. But assuming he believes what he says he believes, he is just, it's like you're a nymphomaniac and what you love is lies, right? And half-truths, right? You just love the least credible ideas, whatever can come over the transom, that's what gets you hard, right? And so that you're just going to keep doing that. And it's a disorder, right? But it's, if it's true that certain frogs are getting turned gay, right? And you're the first one talking about that. Well, he was right about those frogs, so he must be right about everything. You're going to find an audience. And what's so perverse about our current environment online is that there is no real evolutionary pressure anymore, because everything can succeed. There's just there's always, you can always just find another corner of the internet and another echo chamber, and just this part of 4chan, and if 4chan isn't good enough for you, it can be over at 8chan, right? It's like you can find this little hellhole where you're going to find a requisite number of people to monetize ultimately are willing to hear and talk about anything. And so I, unlike many of the people we just spoke about, I'm convinced that we have an enormous problem with misinformation that is held in tension with our desire for free speech on every topic, 24 hours a day, that we have to take seriously. We have to take, and it's not that we should ever write a law which says people have to go to jail for saying crazy things. I think the First Amendment truly is sacred, and the right, it's just beyond sacred, it's just the right algorithm to have for it to run a democracy. And we have it in America, and almost no one else has it. But that's not the same thing as having a right to the gamification algorithm that boosts the craziest stuff preferentially to the ends of the earth and maintains it forever, right? And now you add generative AI to that, and I think the problem just gets worse. So, yeah, I'm worried about consequential lies and half-truths in a way that many of my colleagues in Podcastistan aren't.
We'll get back to talking to Sam in 1 minute, but first I need to tell you about our sponsor, BetterHelp. There might be something interfering with your happiness or preventing you from achieving your goals. It is unbelievably helpful to have someone professionally trained who can help you get through whatever you're facing. The service is available for clients worldwide. You can log into your account at any time and send a message to your therapist. They'll give you timely and thoughtful responses. Plus, you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions so you don't even have to leave the house. It is a quicker, cheaper, and more convenient way to start doing therapy, and you do not know just how good the texture of your own mind could be if you started working with someone professionally trained who can help you get through whatever you're facing. You can switch therapists for free if it doesn't work out for any reason, and there is no additional charge. Head to betterhelp.com/modernwisdom to get 10% off your first month of therapy. That's betterhelp.com/modernwisdom.